Okay, Michelangelo time. The most underrated bloke in history. Do you know the full story of Michelangelo? Because I didn't. If you're only thinking about the painting where the two fingers are meeting, it's God and Adam meeting together, then you've only got a small portion of what Michelangelo did. This guy was a creative genius. Anything that he put his hands to was immaculate and has lasted centuries. He was a builder, an engineer, a painter, a sculptor, an architect. That's what he wanted to be known for. He wanted to be known for sculpting. And you probably know some of his most famous work. Because Michelangelo was predominantly a sculptor, he brought that approach into all of his works. He used mass and gravity with everything that he did. All of his paintings, all of his sculptures, all of the architecture that he would do, all had mass and gravity, and it was beautiful. He's one of the most influential architects of the Renaissance, so let's find out more about him. Michelangelo Buonarroti was born in 1475 and died in 1564. He's nearly 90. And what that guy achieved in 90 years is incredible. He was well known to be upset and frantic about his work because he was afraid that he couldn't get everything he needed to get done. Family problems, people with money, all these things bothered him. But all he wanted to do was create and do artwork, whether that's sculpting, or he actually didn't like painting very much. So the likes of popes and famous people, as well as wealthy merchants, they would all get him to come and complete works so that they could know that they had a Michelangelo original. Everything he touched had the same sort of signature, had powerful autonomy, a dramatic tension, and it was as if the material was fighting back. Michelangelo believed that sculpting was the highest form of art because it had mass, it had gravity. Think about David. It's not just a statue, it's a psychological monument. Now, unfortunately, I've only seen the replica that's in Florence. We didn't book in advance enough when we were in Florence to go have time to have a look at it. So, but the replica's pretty close. In fact, it's very close. Well, think about the Pietà. It's carved with such tenderness that the marble looks soft. A rock, it looks soft and flowy. Then comes the Sistine Chapel. This is probably what he's most famous for. He didn't want to do it, famously, and yet it is probably his most famous work. When you think of Michelangelo, you probably think of him laying on his back for hours and hours, painting on the ceiling. It's very impressive. Probably my favourite painting of his is The Last Judgment. It's incredible, and it just hits your heart and makes you think about eternity. It's awesome. Michelangelo's painting was similar to his sculpting. It had gravity and had a lot of depth. His painting wasn't just decorations, he created form with his painting. And now to his architectural prowess. What a legend. St. Peter's Basilica. If you get a chance to go there, you need to go. In the Vatican City, it's incredible. He kind of jumped on later on the project, but his most famous is for the dome. The dome is 60 metres tall. When you're inside, the scale is really difficult to understand in a photo. That funny looking bronze statue in the middle, which is priceless, that thing is 20 metres tall. Then it goes up another 40 metres above that to the top of the dome. And obviously it has inscribed all around it, "This is the rock upon which I will build my church." This building is an architectural icon throughout history. I'm pretty sure it is the most expensive building on the planet if we were to try and rebuild it. And with this building, Michelangelo was the architect, he was the engineer, he has sculptures in it, the Pietà, and he painted next door at the Sistine Chapel. Unbelievable. I'm not sure if he painted in the actual building as well. I think he did. I could be wrong. Fact check me on that. So when you think about Michelangelo, don't just think about one masterpiece. Think about a myriad of masterpieces, all telling the same story. He's probably one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to what a bloke can get done in his life. Goodness me. So if there's any popes out there that want to sponsor some projects of mine, feel free. I will take it on. I can't guarantee it'll be as good as his though. And as per usual, he used classical architecture principles, proportion, scale, all the good things to enhance all of his work. I hope you have a good day, and this is about as good as a brush is in my hand. God bless.